Lovely to see you. This is the first time I've ever been to Faversham. It's really nice. I love it. Everyone here from Faversham?
No.
Well, you don't sound very enthusiastic. I think it's lovely. I was looking up TripAdvisor and best things to do in Faversham, and number one was a tour of the local brewery. 5 stars on TripAdvisor. I'm not saying it's shit, but number 2 was Poundland. I moved to Kent very recently. I live in Folkestone. Give me a cheer if you love Folkestone. Oh, well, thank you very much. That's very nice. I had nothing to do with it. I do like Folkestone. It is pretty racist there, I will say. It is. The other day, yesterday in fact, I was walking up and down the beach, and there was a gentleman, I'd say he's around 65, absolutely irate, shaking his fist at a small boat full of people, screaming, "Go back to where you came from! You're not welcome here!" And what really confused me, Faversham, is I looked at the boat, and I'm pretty sure it was a seal watching tour. No immigrants, just a bunch of confused looking Londoners taking photos in the iPhone saying, "Is this part of it? Is this part of it?" I'll tell you something about me. What can I tell you about me? Oh, I'll tell you what. I grew up a little fat gay kid in a London Irish Roman Catholic family. Which, if you don't know what that means, basically it means I was fucked at every angle. The only way growing up in my household would have been acceptable for me to have sex with another man, so I was ordained as a priest first. Now I like to throw that joke out there to sort of gauge the audience, right? And you get 3 reactions. You kind of get laughters, or you get a sharp intake of air, or you get nothing at all. And if you get laughter, like you guys did, I'm very appreciative, thank you. I tend to think, well, it's probably not a very religious audience, or if they are, they probably don't have much of a reverence for religion, they can take a joke. If you get a sharp intake of air, that get like that, usually Church of England or some other Christian denomination, and they definitely have a reverence. If you get absolute silence, you know you're playing to a room full of London Irish Roman Catholics. They will sit there going, "Where's the joke?" And that's fucking true. I was an altar boy up until I was 17 years old. My priest didn't look twice at me. Unbelievable. I used to ply him with communion. I drop hymnals so I could seductively bend over to pick my butterfingers father. Nothing! Broken or something like that. But I still do have a reference for religion. Every now and then I'll read the Bible. And it does say in Leviticus that man shouldn't lie with another man in the way that man lies with a woman. That's an aberration. I found a loophole. Whenever I get fucked up the arse, I never do it laying down, I always stand up. And I've checked that Bible dozens of times, right? Nowhere does it say man shouldn't go into the disabled toilets or bend over the cistern and take it like a pro. Nowhere. I was trying to think recently, when I was a kid, the gayest things I've ever done in my life that didn't involve a penis. And I can think of a few. When I was 6 years old, I insisted that my family, during a period of mourning for specifically 10 days, and hold a full Catholic mass in our back garden for Daphne from Neighbours. Daphne from Neighbours died. I was absolutely distraught. I can see some people under the age of 40 saying, "Who the fuck is Daphne? What the fuck is Neighbours?" Daphne was married to Des, okay? And I can't remember, I think it was cancer. It was I don't even want to talk about it. She died. She didn't make it. My dad wouldn't go because, quote, he thought it was fucking ridiculous. I threw a temper tantrum and I said to my dad, "If you don't go to Daphne's funeral, I'm not coming to yours." And he went, "Fine." Well, he's 75 this year and his health is in sharp decline. I'm looking forward to proving that bastard. I will not be going there. If I do, I'll be going dressed in my Daphne t-shirt. When I was 30 years old, and this is I'm 38 now, so this I would say is way before sort of Mamma Mia the musical or We Will Rock You. all these other sort of music-based musicals. By music-based, of course, all musicals are music-based. Otherwise, they wouldn't be musicals that you play. But based on the music of a best-selling artist. So way before all of this, I wrote, directed, and co-starred on my council estate in a musical based on the music of S Club 7. Thank you very much. We called it Basingstoke 7. I did all the casting as well. There were some problematic decisions. I cast myself in the role of Bradley, which when you look back on a 21st century lens, does create some problems. I understand you probably don't know who S Club 7 are. Look up Bradley. I'll share these on your phone later, the Google. Look him up, you'll see what I mean. And my friend Adam, I cast him in the role of Tina, which again, would be problematic. Adam transitioned 3 years ago and actually chose Tina as her name. So, full circle. Thank you very much. I came out when I was 16. I say I came out. My brother told everyone over Christmas dinner. As we say in our family, a family that eats together likes to fuck each other over every opportunity. It's absolutely awful, traumatic. We all sat around, the whole family and the extended family. We just got down to the stuffing. My brother Dan stood up and went, "I've got some news, Steve's gay!" There was absolute silence, much like there is now. And that silence was shattered spectacularly 5 seconds later by my 18-year-old nan, who stood up and screamed, "Who's Ray?" "Gay nan! Gay! Gay! Gay!" Imagine that being the last thing you said to your nan before she died. She died several years later, but I made sure it was the last thing I said to her before she died. So, anyone here got a thing for men or women in uniform? Or does anyone here wear a uniform for their job? No one. What a shame. Turkey hair. You wear a uniform. What do you do?
I work on the railway.
You work on the railway? Okay. Orange. Oh, you wear like the orange boiler suits with the Timberlands and I love a man in uniform. Which is why recently I embarked on a relationship with an 87-year-old lollipop man called Derek. You might laugh, but the lovemaking was wonderful. Absolutely passionate. He used to ravage me. Say that again. With his pole.
His lollipop.
With his lollipop. Occasionally, do you know what? Occasionally we get a bit artistic with it. He'd be there go, "Lick my lollipop, lick my lollipop." Does hurt to maintain an erection though when you're licking a lollipop that says "Stop children." It ruins the mood. Now what used to happen is Derek was on the morning shift, and while he was on the morning shift, I would let myself into his sheltered accommodation. Undressed, lay on the bed. And then he would come home from the morning shift, and I'd make him strip off seductively. Occasionally I asked him to keep the fluorescent jacket on. And we would make mad, passionate love, right the way through Good Morning Britain, Lorraine, and the first half hour of This Morning. And then what we do is we lay there until Loose Women, and then Derek would make us soup for lunch. He'd cradle me while we ate soup, and he told me what life was like in the 1950s. And then he'd usually get his erection back about halfway through Dickinson's Real Deal. And we would go at it again all the way through to the third break of Tipping Point, when Derek had to go back out to the second round. And if he was really feeling up for it, we'd come back home and he would screw me all the way up until the final chase. Absolutely wonderful. Unfortunately, I did have to end the relationship very recently. Derek was injured in the line of duty. Yeah, injured. He was 85, injured in the line of duty. What happened was, he was barged by an unruly teenager coming home from school who was trying to get to the newsagents first because they had one of those rules, only 2 teenagers allowed in at any one time. And Derek fell over and unfortunately broke his hip, and he had to hang up his lollipop for good. And I will say, without the uniform, he did lose the sexual appeal. He was just your average octogenarian, you know, sort of wrinkly skin and descended testicles just swinging around like a pendulum on a grandfather clock. I like to think about that while you have your drinks and cigarettes during the interval. Faversham, you've been amazing. I've been Steve Foran, and thank you very much.